Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games, but first we reveal our dad joke of the day and this day in history. So, for Tuesday, April 7th, what did the judge say when a skunk walked into the courtroom? Odor in the court! All right. What do you think happened on April 7th, 1994? The Rwandan genocide starts. On April 7th, 1994, Rwandan armed forces killed 10 Belgian peacekeeping officers in a successful effort to discourage international intervention in their genocide that had begun only hours earlier. In fewer than 3 months, Hutu extremists who controlled Rwanda murdered an estimated 800,000 innocent civilian Tutsis in the worst episode of genocide since World War I. Sadly, the Tutsis received no assistance from the international community. Despite being a minority group that made up about 10% of Rwanda's population, the Tutsis had long been in control of the country until 1959, when they were overthrown by Hutus. While many Tutsis fled to nearby Uganda, a number formed a rebel group called the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, and reinvaded the country in 1990. The RPF fought in a successful military campaign until a 1993 peace agreement. However, Hutu extremists who blamed the RPF for the deaths of some Hutu leaders in April 1994 began their genocidal rampage. By the summer, approximately 75% of the Tutsis living in Rwanda had been murdered. Oh, what a way to start the video. All right. Well, I would like to thank the Captain Crunch 1975 for starting a new month, and this is their anniversary, 12 months. So thank you for a year of support, Captain Crunch. All right. Well, let's start with connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. We've got one battle after another. That's probably our rainbow herring. We'll see. Wild game in match. Night clash down low. Neither willing, either contest. I don't think I want to start with one because one just it's too generic. But let's start with battle. So like, it seems like we have synonyms to battle. We have clash, we have contest, and we have match. So that's probably a category. It's not purple, but I'm not wearing purple today, so I think it's fine. Just let's look that in. That's yellow probably. Yeah, competition. Okay, so it was one battle. What was it? All right. I don't remember what the top row was. It was one battle after another. Okay. So let's look at after. I'm not seeing any synonyms. What about another? Another and either and neither? Maybe just that could be with one also. I think, but is one better? Either and neither are ways of kind of just like an or, kind of specifying people. So I thought maybe another, but I'm not sure. Okay, so what else would another be doing? Another one bites the dust. Low, wild game. In. It was one battle after another. So we have one after and another to build categories out of. So we have like wild, we have night. After. Another? I still think another, either, and neither might go together, but I can't find a fourth. We have low. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to be able to build categories out of these words. I'm going to have to think about other words here. They're just all very generic words. We have willing. Willing is one of the least generic ones, I think, which is saying a lot. You're willing, you're down, you're in. You're in, you're down, you're willing. So it's like you're gonna do it. But I don't see how one after or another would mean that. Is there another one that might mean that? Maybe it's not a rainbow herring. After doesn't really mean that. Night, wild, game, neither. Maybe this isn't it. Feels like it should be. Well, let's say these did go together. It would have to go with one. If this is the rainbow herring, it would have to go with one after or another. Like if you're going after something, it means you want it, but that's different than being in, down, or willing. All right. Well, what else can I find? Either and neither. Night feels like a fill in the blank fodder, like night something, night rider. I don't know. So is wild, wild thing. One battle after another. Wild thing. Another thing. Either thing and neither thing. I doubt it. After hours, afternoon, after anything. After effects. Game. Game means that. So game, willing, down, and in means that you're willing to do it. You're on board. Okay. So we have blue and purple left, and it is not a rainbow herring. It was a red herring, but not a rainbow one. So I wonder if one does go with another either and neither. I guess I could try it. It does. Okay. Words for unspecified choices. Now we have night, after, wild, and low. What is purple doing? Well, it is being purple. Purple be purplin'. It feels like a fill in the blank to me. I want it to be like rider, like night rider, low rider, but are after rider and wild rider a thing? I don't know. It's the best I've got though. Let's just see what it is. Life. Okay, I knew it was fill in the blank. All right, making progress on my 60-day streak, I guess. A 50 streak. That's the best I've ever done. Okay. Afterlife, low life, night life, wildlife. Oh, wild. I was like, what's a wildlife? Wildlife, like animals. All right. Let's look at the difficulty. We are waiting in line to enter heaven. Think of it a 2 out of 5. Back to the easier ones. 65%. That's a little lower than I thought it was going to be. I did struggle a bit until I gave up on the rainbow herring idea. Pretty much everyone's getting yellow first. And then like green second, a little bit of blue. Okay. So what are people doing? They're just getting, oh, interesting. 11% yellow, 8% nothing, 8% yellow blue, 5% yellow green. 1% got only blue, 1% got blue then yellow. So I guess it's 9% with blue, yellow, blue, whatever. Okay. Some people tried one battle after another. 9% did. It was right across the top. Yeah, so seeing another neither and either, what else goes in there? Maybe after does, right? That was a thought. After in though, I'm not trying to, I don't know. Wild game in willing. Maybe thinking, oh, if I'm wild for it, then I'm down. If I'm low, I don't know. Anyway. People are getting yellow first. People are trying to put game in with yellow. I think that's, yeah. I think it's reasonable to try to put game into yellow, and a lot of people tried that. And maybe there was a bunch of chasing of one-aways, which explains the people who lost with nothing. All right. Well, How'd you do? Hello, let's do pips for Tuesday, April 7th. We'll do the easy, medium, and hard. Let's play. Just 3 lines. Okay, these add to 3. So we got to do 1, 1, 1 because we're not going to use that blank because we don't have a 2. So those go there. This has to be the 4, 4. And then this has to be our only 4, and this has to match the 6. All right, nice and easy. Let's do the medium. How many 4s do I have? I have a 4 blank and a 4, 5. Well, I can't do the 4 blank across here because there's no other more blanks. So I'm going to do the 4, 5. Now I have 5, 2, and 5, 3. I feel like maybe this. Maybe. How do I add to 7? I'm actually wondering if this shouldn't have been this way. Well, the 5, 3 couldn't have done anything else. You know what? It could. It could do that, and then we could do the 3, 6 somewhere. We could do the 3, 6 this way, and we could do the 2, 1 here. And then I like the 5, 2 going into a less than 7. Because then we can do the 4 blank into a less than 3. Then we can do 2, 2, and 1, 1. Okay. I meted that a little bit to vibe it, but yeah, I was a little concerned about putting the 5, 3 in here instead of the 5, 2. Because we want small digits and no less than. Anyway, got there. Let's do the hard. Ooh, one of these guys. I mean, if we did the math, we would know what this equal needs to be. Do I want to do that? I guess I might as well. So I'm going to add up all of the cages that have numbers. So we've got 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8 plus 10 plus 2 plus 9. So these add to 66. Let's write that down. So this is 66. And then our dominoes. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 is 75. So that means that there's a 9 difference, which means these are 3s. Okay, so we need 3 3s in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3s. Okay. I'm not sure if that helped. Well, at least we know these are 3s. How do we know it started? We got a lot of blanks. Do I do this? I'm not sure. Let's tally okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. They go into 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other blank go? Maybe we're doing something like a blank 4 here or like a blank 2 here. I'm not sure. But there's an extra blank domino. Good to know. Ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ones. And only one of them required. Twos, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 twos. We have 5 of each. 75. Well, we don't have any 6s. 1 through 5 adds to 15. Times 3 will be 60. So no, it's not 5. Oh, sorry. 15 times 5 is 75. I think we have 5 of each. That's interesting. Okay, so since we don't have any 6s, the 10s have to be 5, 5. And I don't have a 5, 5. So this 5 is going to have to go up to be 5, 2. Okay, so I was immediately wrong earlier. And now I could do 5. Let's see. I've got 5 blank. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5, 1. So 0, 1, 3, and 4. So I don't know what that one's doing. Can I build off of this at all? What about this? Blank. Since there's no blank blank, okay, we can start drawing this a little bit. This has to go here. How am I going to add to 8? So all my 5s are gone. So 8 has to be 4, 4. So I mean, I could do the 4, 5 this way. And then there's blank 4 this way. I could. I wish I had forced moves rather than doing that. Remember, this is a 3, so I could do 4, 3. Do I have a 4, 3? Yeah, I have a 3, 4. So I could also do this. Oh boy. I don't want to vibe it because I feel like you don't figure out that you made a mistake until much later. These are 2 of the 5s. So I have one floating 5. I have a floating 0, which is annoying because that means the 2s don't have to be 1, 1. But the 8s, oh no, so the 8 could be 5, 3, right? Because I do have a floating 5. And I have 2 floating 3s. Oof. What do I do about this? I need to figure out if there's anywhere that must have... Oh, sorry, the 9 needs to be 4, 5. That uses our last 5. Okay. So this is 4, 5. Is it gonna be the 4, 5? Could be. But if it wasn't, then this would be our 0, 4, 0, 5. And this would... I don't know. It's too open. I don't know how to approach this. All I know is this goes this way. So anything else? 10 can't go up. Like, there's a wall here. So this 8 is also 4, 4. I don't think we have any doubles, right? There's just not a single double. There's not a single double. There are no double dominoes. So the 8 having to be 4, 4 means that we have a line there as well. Okay, and so that means this is a... Okay, so I can erase this because I have that. This is a domino. It's 4 to probably 1. The problem is I have a floating 0. Is there something about like the floating digits that I... Like, should I just assume that the 2s are 1? Okay, let's just assume the 2s are 1s because I don't know how to do this without assuming something. That means we're putting the 4, 1 this way. We could put the 4, 0 this way, or we could assume the 4s are 2, 2. So we could do a 4, 2 down. And then a 0, 2 down. That's the problem, is there's openness here. We could put the 1, 5 here. Do I just start building and seeing what happens? Maybe there's multiple solutions to this. That's the other annoying thing, is sometimes there's just multiple solutions to a puzzle. So if I do the 4, 2 this way, I could then do the 0, 2 down. And then here I could do the 1, 5 down. And here we could put the 0, 5, I guess. I need these 3s to do something, though. So this would be a 3, 1. Do I do the 3 blank and the 4, 5 here? And then this 3 would have to go left, so it would have to be 3, 4. And then this would be 5, 1. Ooh, but I don't have a 5, 1 left. Okay, so once I used this 5, 1 here, so I placed this 4, 1. As soon as I decided to do 5, 1 like this, oops, other way, I now can't do the 5, 1 to the right here, assuming the 2s are 1, 1s. So I have to do 5, 4 up. And now this 9 has to go, this has to do this. And so this is the 0, 4, 0, 5. I could do the 0, 2 here and the 4, 2. Well, we know this has to be 0, 4. So let's just place that. Assuming it's not a 3, 5. So this wouldn't be the 0, 4. This would be 0, 5. And this would be 4, 3. My 0, 5 is gone. So I have to do 5, 3. And then now this can't be 1, 1. So it would actually have to be the 0, 2. Okay, so this is broken. So there's definitely some restriction here I'm not quite getting. What is it, though? I'm going to assume that's right. And I'm going to assume that's right. And that is definitely right. Okay. So I only needed to do that because I used the 5, 4 here. So I could use the 5, 1 here instead. And that means this can't be 1, 5. So this has to be 1, 3, we're going to assume. So now this would have to be blank 2. And then this would be 2, 1. And so now this would be 3, 5 or 3, 0, both which exist. What's going on here? This is 5, 3. This is 1, 0 or 1, 3. 1, 3 is gone. So this is 1, 0. So this has to be 3, 5 up. 3, 5 is gone. I just used it there. Oh, how did I use the 3, 5 there? I need to use the 3, 4 there. Okay, so now this is 3, 5. This has to be our 5, 4 here. And then this is our 3, 2. And this is our 4, 2. And then we've got blank 3 up. What happened here? Oh boy. So I did a geometry boo-boo. I don't think 3, 2 is supposed to be there. Why was there a 3, 2 there? Wait. This is swapped. This is 3, 2. And this is blank 5. I must have misplaced a domino or swap or moved one around. All right. Well, unfortunately, I had to divide that a bit. I don't know like what the key deduction here was. It had to be something to do with where did the last blank end up? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 required blanks, but there should have been a 5th blank somewhere, right? Was there a blank was there a 0 that ended up somewhere? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we had 5 zeros, so all the zeros were used. And so the 2s had to be 1, 1s. Where did the other 1 end up? In the singular ones. That's 5 1s. This is what I didn't realize. So the 2s use up all the 1s plus this one here. So now 1s are gone. And so now the 4s have to be 2, 2. That's 4s are 2, 2. And then this 2 uses the 5th one. And then now the 6s have to be 3, 3. So that uses a 3, 3. And then we knew that the equal was the other 3 3s because of our math. And so now the 8s had to be 4, 4. So that was 4, 4, and that was 4, 4. And that was a given. No, that wasn't a given 4. Was there? Where's the other 4 end up? The other 4 ends up in the 9 with the 4, 5. So we had an extra 4 and an extra 5 because of the two 10s. And that had to go in the 9 in order for that to work. Okay. The 9 used the extra 4 and the extra 5. Okay, I understand now. That's how that worked. And then that's basically what I assumed without proving, but it wasn't really an assumption because it was provable. All right, well, it was an assumption, but didn't have to be because it was provable. Anyway, how'd you do? Hello, let's do the mini and Midi crosswords for Tuesday, April 7th. Let's play. Informative commercial for short, maybe a PSA. Something you trace to draw a Thanksgiving turkey, your hand. Blank Johnson, former Prime Minister of the UK. Can't remember. Opposite of include, exclude. Ban, I don't know. Crosses out, X's. I think that's usually spelled that way. City with the Notre Dame Cathedral, that's Paris. Bad mood. Bad mood. About 8 minutes of the average half-hour sitcom is ads. Remote worker's office, perhaps. Home. Work from home. Word that can follow each group of circled letters and hints at its shape. Word S-A-N-D. Oh, I don't know. Blank Johnson. It's Boris Johnson, right? Opposite of include is omit. Oops. Omit. 58 seconds. Okay. So box. Words that can follow each group of circled letters. Sandbox and boombox. Okay, got it. Let's move on to the MIDI. It's called Heart of the Matter. We have a bullseye there. Feeling while watching a fireworks display, perhaps. Aw? That doesn't fit. Huh. Vietnamese noodles and broth dish. That's pho. Lima's land. That's Peru. Lima is the capital of Peru. Next in line to the throne. The heir. Poem with a dedicatee. An ode. Let's do these. Cameron, who voiced Fiona in Shrek. Diaz. Follow closely. Did I do something wrong? Did I spell Peru wrong? Wait. No, I think Peru is spelled that way. Follow closely. I don't know what that's going to be. One-time hairstyle for Colin Kaepernick or Julius Irving. Maybe an updo. Lake that borders Cleveland. Erie. Center of a mythical maze. The Minotaur. Did I spell Minotaur correctly? URL shared before a virtual meeting. A Zoom link. Okay. Eve's biblical counterpart. Adam. Not updo. Probably Afro. Okay. Feeling well, it is awe. Wait. Hotel amenity that requires a password sometimes. Wi-Fi. Work hard for. Earn. Oh, awe has an E at the end. Of course it does. It's like as soon as I start a crossword puzzle, I forget how to spell every word that ever existed. Mediocre in modern lingo. Mid. Center of a target or a phonetic hint to a letter in 12 across. Bullseye. Oh, there's literally an I in the bullseye. Okay. Oscar winner Malek. Rami Malek. Did he win an Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury or something else? Dalai Lama. Monday Night Football Channel. ESPN, maybe? Paths traced by tennis balls. Arcs. Bit of classroom furniture. A desk. Action represented by right-facing triangle. Play. And what's this? Gesture meaning I can't believe I just did that. Head slap. Oh, heed. Follow closely to heed. Okay, I didn't think about that. Let's look at the downs that I didn't look at. Adam, Wi-Fi, we did earn, we did. Peru, air, and ode. Zoom link, we did. Head slap, we did. Shop till you drop. Base coat. Nail polish layer applied first. The base coat. Officials working on a diamond is umps. Noble title is Earl. Org with gym and pool memberships is YMCA. Not difficult is easy. And stoplight color on a stoplight is red. Oh, that's funny. It's a weird way of phrasing it, but I think that's on purpose. Anyway, how'd you do? Let's do strands. Today's theme is taking the helm. So normally that would be boat or ship related. But a helm can also be short for helmet. So I wonder if there's some pun there with like hats. But it's probably related to being like a captain or navigator. A ring. I just see fat there. I don't know what we're looking for though. Take the helm. Steer. Guide. Lead. Being in charge. What are we trying to say here? Got like a double G here. They don't have to go together, but let's just find some words. Soot and sooth. Let's try it. All right, so not. Is this like sailing terms? It's just sailing and it's a boat. Oh, sailing. Oops. Sailing. I think we're going to need a mast. Oh, okay, so down here we have fathom. And then if this is sailing, we've got mark. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? Sailing. Maybe it's something sailing, like smooth sailing or something. I don't know. So it's just a bunch of sailing terms. So we got fathom, knot, and mark so far. We've got point or pointy. Bearing. Okay, so we still have sailing here. I feel like we need the mast, but what's making the mast? It is smooth sailing. Okay. Course and waypoint. Not just point, waypoint. All right. I knew it needed a mast and a sail. Cool. Well, how'd you do? Hello. Today's bonus game is the Daily Squirtle. I'm just going to start us off with steel. If I can type. There we go. So we are trying to guess 6 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're forced to guess the first row and first column, then the middle row and middle column, then the last row and the last column, and it repeats until this hits 0 and we lose. If we get a correct answer, it ticks up by 1, but every guess ticks it down by 1. So usually a correct answer is neutral. The clues it gives are similar to Wordle, but they're 2-dimensional. So this black T here, that means that there is no T in the whole puzzle. So not a single word has a T. The white L here tells us that there is an L somewhere in the puzzle, just not in that row or that column. The red E with the arrows pointing up and down means there's an E in this column. The A with the arrows pointing left, right means that there's an A somewhere in the row. If we got an orange with arrows up, down, and left, right means that there is that letter in that row and that column. And green means it's correct. Okay. So after steel, I am going to guess... is there anything I want to test or just want... I think all new letters is fine. I like to follow up with group. I forget what the good follow-up is from that, but... All right. So we know there's no C or U. There's an O somewhere here. This is the most powerful, this up, down from here. We know there's an R here or there's an R here. So I may as well guess an R second just to see if this word has an R second. And if it doesn't, then that has to be an R. So I'm going to do an R second. Is there anything else I want to test? Not really, but I think I'm going to... I like to test ending in Y because it's actually really common for the third word to end in Y because it's a shared last letter between 2 words. So what can I do? It's tempting to guess something like brave, which doesn't end in Y, by the way. We could do gravy. All right, it does end in Y. And we know this must be an R because both of these said not there. But there is an R in this word. It could be an R. Oh, it cannot be an RRY word because this white R says not in this column. So the R could be here or it could be here. Those are their 2 choices. I'm kind of fine with both. This word has an R in it as well. So I think when I get to... I think I might want to just guess an R at the end of this word. So I know that this has an A and an L in it, and we want to test R at the end. So aural? No, that ends in L. What am I talking about? It doesn't have an E, so it's not an ER word. That makes it harder to end in R. We're not going to do LR. So the L probably goes here. And then this is a letter of consonant that can go before R and L, like B, for example. And then we need an A. The A would have to go here. So maybe Blair. Oh, that's not how you spell Blair. Blair is like that. So that doesn't work. Well, it doesn't have to be a B, but I don't know what does this. Is there... There's got to be... A flare would work, actually. Okay. So it is not an R, which means that this must be an R. It's the only place in the row for it. And it means that the R is here or here, actually here. I wonder if I should press a double R here. We could see if this word ends in R, although that's a little bit of a waste because this column doesn't have an R in it. But what do we know? We know there's an O and an E. So what if it was an O-E-R word, though? Well, this is the issue. I think this has to be a vowel, and it's not an A, and it's not an I. There's an I somewhere. We're actually kind of limited in where we can put it. This would have to be a vowel, and I don't like that. So maybe the O actually goes here. Maybe it's something like owner. Let's try that. Wow. Okay, it was owner. That's lucky. There's an S in this word. It's not going to go after the R, probably. There's an O and an A in the word. I wonder if it's AR and AL. There's an F in this word. I would say aloft, but there's no T in the puzzle. But I kind of like this. I like this as the A because actually it's the only place for A. It's actually forced because that white A says not there, and then these A's say not there. So it does end in A. There's an this could be alone, maybe. Alone or along? No, there's no G. I like every here. So let's just guess that. Oh, no, there's no V in the puzzle. What is it then? Do we still think this is RRY? Maybe. There's no A in the puzzle. Sorry, there's no A in this column. What's this? AR. There's an O somewhere, probably here. Like arson. There's an S. I like arson. And then nerdy. Arson and nerdy. Let's guess nerdy. Nerdy was correct. Let's check arson. Arson was correct. Oh, this is aloof. All right, there's an F. This is aloof. I forgot there was an F in the word. Good thing I didn't guess that one. This has to be the E. That's forced. So what does this? F something. Oh, fiery does that, and that's our I. And then what do we know about this? We found the E. So this is a vowel. It's not since or singe because there's no C or G. It doesn't have an O or a U. This could be another E or it could be an I. And there's no A. Okay, so it's another E or an I. It could be sense. It is sense. Okay, and then this is fiery. Nice, I got a 6. 6 is good. All right, cool. Well, let's spin the bonus game wheel and see what tomorrow's game will be. It will be... Ooh, which one? Cat in a Hat's suggestion of Clues by Sam. All right, so tomorrow we will be playing Clues by Sam. I did play the Sunday one yesterday, but it can only be found on YouTube in my daily games video. So if you would like to watch that along with a bunch of other fun variants, you're going to have to head over to YouTube, or you can, if you're a patron, you can watch it on Patreon as well with no ads. All right. And of course, how'd you do? And that is it for this video. If you would like to watch Wordle, you can click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.